you have to have the mentality that you have no barrier. You have no limits. You just have to be willing to go into that uncharted territory of your mind and your body and not be afraid. Like, you can't sit.
Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, I'm losing shit. A stupid myth, you choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a
Hog the squat racks for hours and the bench and all that stuff, but you know, they may not have looked the prettiest, but I mean, the appeal of their strength just seemed much more of an achievement to me, and like a more sense of pride. So yeah, powerlifting to me is just like a dirty, grungy sport. To me, it still has that hardcore. All right, guys, I'm Steve Johnson, here today at Destination Dallas, training with Eugene here, and the reason we're here today is I've been having some issues as far as mobility, and my body's kind of tweaked up right now. So we brought Eugene into the picture here, who's like the movement guru, and basically what we're trying to do is bring me to a level where I've already been at the top level of powerlifting, but to maximize and push it even further, more so that I can hit more personal goals and set records that I've sought after for many years now. So that's why you're here to fix me.
Yeah. So my name is Eugene Torrence. I'm actually a therapist, and my focal point is mainly movement, and there's always a technique in doing any lift that you put yourself into or anything you do in life. So my job is actually to cue him and watch him and help him engage muscles that he doesn't recognize are working. Because normally when you're working with other people and they're watching you and you are working together, they're not really cueing you and watching you. So my job is just watch him and help him with the spots they're not activating, they're not active doing the movements. Yeah. At his level, slightest error of movement, if his ankle's off just a little bit, it could mean hundreds of pounds. Because based on what he lifts, he's tight and he moves really fast. So it's important for him to keep his technique to be proper and in place, not well thought out, but more or less trained subconsciously available during the lift. Because it'd be bad for him to analyze the lift, doing it through it, he get injured. Or he don't pull the lift. But we're training him cues on how to subconsciously be there doing the lift, so he doesn't really think about it, he just pulls the weight. Yeah,
so basically just fine-tuning kind of what I've established already. Yeah. And bringing Eugene into the picture, me myself, we were talking about earlier, is basically I've never been coached by an actual like movement guy or had someone really sit there and break down my movements. It's just everything I've learned from YouTube and watching other people and kind of piecing it together myself. And then my coach, Josh Bryant, basically, love him to death, but he's, we worked at a distance for a very long time, because before I moved to Texas, I lived in Chicago. So we were going from a distance, and, it's nice to have somebody that's watching me do the movements and say, hey, you're doing it well, but we could do this just a little bit better, because I've never really had that before. I've just done the movement and tried to move the weight as fast as possible without thinking about all the little things that matter.
Yeah, and my part of it, since I understand the mechanical, the functionality of the movement and the anatomy, that goes into play with the movement happening. So when he does his deadlift, you get a hamstrings engaged, your ankle placement is really important, your glutes, your back is important. Even the way you contract your scapula during the movement, you got to keep it loose. That way you don't tense the muscle up. So it's a lot of working parts that go into an actual lift, which is your ankles will kind of go in.
Yeah, so like when I'd go to pull or when I'm start to pull, I'll get like a cave of one of them like that. So.
Adductors. But right now, when he's driving now, go down. When he's driving now, he's pushing from his ankles are staying out and he's pulling from the heel. So the heels grab quads and hamstrings. Ankles, toes grab knees and hips. So it makes you stick going the upward.
So they're still pretty tight.
Yeah, they're not moving. Because normally as the weight gets heavier like this, like I said last time, they start to come out. But now it's just sticking to the floor, so you're losing your hamstring out.
Yeah.
And so the movement that we did before, that pause, that pause, partial up and come all the way up, come down, that's actually different than your core.
So basically what he's saying is that I didn't really need coaching, I just needed to be told that my ankles are really weak and bitchy like, so.
But that's coaching, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess. We focused a lot more because when we first met, you noticed that my ankles cave in a little bit. So, that brought to your attention weaknesses that I have. So we've been addressing that over the last few weeks, but I think today is the first time you see me lift in a couple weeks, I think.
That's really good.
Yeah, and I mean, it's good if he's, somewhat impressed by it because it's definitely hard to impress this guy, which is what you need being at this level anyways.
Yeah.
You need somebody that's going to be hard on you and tell you, hey, you suck right now, basically. It's going to make me work harder. Yeah. And pretty much he recognized that, and I didn't overly focus on ankle mobility, but enough to where it basically changed up the whole training game today.
Yeah. And so as we go along too in the program, we will add certain protocols he needs to continue doing to kind of fine tune what he's already have already to get him to that next number, which is 1,000. So that's what we're shooting for. So as the process goes along, we'll just include certain exercises or movements or stretchings or whatever going on with it to kind of help increase the activation of the muscles that we're working with. Already, you have to think about it. Just go through the movement. Your body already knows the cues already.
Right.
And what you're doing, you're training your body to get the cues.
Yeah.
Automatically, subconsciously, without you doing. It's like tying your shoe up or feeding your face. You know how to feed your face or tie your shoe up, or even lift a dumbbell. You already know that already.
Yeah, you're just doing it.
You're just going through the motions.
I mean, that's basically like what happens, you know, for me. I've been doing it so long that, like, I mean, you see every time it's calculated.
Yeah,
So I come and do my steps, get rooted in.
Yeah.
I take those 2 big breaths,
Yeah.
and then I start doing my pumps, grip, sit back, boom, as fast as I
But
can.
also too, the subconscious too. You're thinking about the move. You're thinking not so much about the movement. You're thinking about what your body's going to need to take to go through the movement to get it done.
Yeah, I'm going, like, running through a checklist, like, really quickly.
Yeah.
You know, really, I mean, my mindset is not on everything else, like the pumps and all that shit. It's more of just like, all right, feet are set. All right, let's go. You know what I mean? That's how I feel right now.
Yeah. Okay, so as the weight became heavier, it was commanding more of joint, hip, and hamstring flexion and contraction. So as we got heavier, I can tell that his foot stayed the course, but he was required to have more hamstring glute involvement. So that's what we're working on right now to kind of help minimize those shakes that y'all see and to kind of make it more like a clean movement.
Yeah.
And then basically it's based on muscle engagements. That's it. So he's engaged the muscle, it's just certain points of his hamstrings are weaker, and we need to kind of address those situations.
Right, okay.
Because, you know, you got 3 heads of the hamstrings, and so we're not really sure which head is actually causing the problem.
When you said use your legs,
Yeah.
then I drove in a little bit more, yeah.
Yeah.
Because for one or so of the reps, when I got here, I did pull it with my back.
Yeah.
And then you notice that basically. So when we reversed and we came back, I focused on pushing the floor down with my feet.
Yeah. So that weight's not really, that's actually
No,
the perfect
that's
weight.
probably perfect, I think.
Yeah.
Because that was, what, four
Yeah.
reps, 3 reps?
4 reps, yeah. And like I said, the time and attention, so basically you have 15 seconds, 10 seconds down, and then 5 seconds up.
Yeah.
But then the slower you down, because I know you started going a little fast, but you got to slow the pace down a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, slow the pace down a little bit. But you got to actually let the muscle feel the tension, because the quicker you try to do 1,000 pounds, and you come up here, you trying to lock it out. Guess what happens? This time and attention is going to help you prepare yourself for that bigger pull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, right here, 14, 15, 16.
I mean, you have to be like, you definitely have to be like cocky and aggressive and like at the right times, and also be humble at the same time. But to be the best at what you're going to do, you have to think you're the best. And if you don't have confidence, the ultimate confidence in yourself, then really, I mean, in my opinion, you're not going to go anywhere in it. But you need to humble yourself enough to be able to let someone like Eugene, like, you know, because if I look at Eugene, you know, who is he to me as an athlete? You know what I mean? Like, you can look at somebody, I don't know what he's done, stuff like that. And I mean, you haven't been to the level that I have.
No.
And for someone to step in and say, hey, you're doing this wrong, I think we can do it better, you have to be able to swallow your pride a little bit. Yeah, and be like, okay, you know what? I understand where this guy's coming from. And you have to be honest with yourself that, like, you know, that you're fucking up a little bit, you know, and an average guy like this, I mean, he's not average, he's extremely smart. So, but somebody that I would look at as a regular Joe Schmo in the gym, you know, you have to be able to trust and listen to what he has to say, maybe take his advice. Just because he doesn't look a certain way doesn't mean he might not know some shit, you know? So for him to step in and be like, hey, I think we could do this a little bit better and I want to help you out, I mean, that says a lot. And then the fact that I actually listen to it and follow through with the movements and take the coaching, and like I said in the beginning, be cocky when I need to be, which is turn the intensity up when the lift comes up, you know, and then